Hello everybody and welcome to the CinePacks YouTube channel once again. Today I'm going to be showing you how you can make this slow motion echoing shutter speed effect inside of Davinci Resolve. If you have the infrared LUTs pack from the CinePacks website, we're going to actually put that on top just to make a cool transition and kind of level up a notch. It looks really cool when you put them together. But you're not going to need that pack just to do the shutter speed effect. So let's jump right into it. Alright. So basically here in Davinci Resolve, I have this clip of this man basically walking around the camera, and then it transitions to this clip zooming in on his face. And I want to do a cool transition between the two of them and also create our cool slow motion shutter speed effect. So to do that, we're going to just go ahead and slip right into Fusion. So let's close some things off, make a little bit of room, right click on this and open in the Fusion page. Alright, so to get started, let's press Shift Spacebar while we have this selected and bring up our search tool, and let's type in duplicate. We want this one right here and add it. Alright, now when you have this, you can go ahead and just do a hard cut to this effect if you really want to. However, that's not what I like to do. I want to actually use keyframes to animate it so it basically starts picking up when he starts tapping his head. I'm going to show you how to do that right now. So let's find a spot like right here before he starts tapping his head, frame 16. Go over to our duplicate node, click on it, and into our inspector right here. And let's go ahead and change our number of copies to 1. That means there's only one copy and therefore there's no effect taking place. So we're going to start it there and keyframe it, okay? Then we'll go ahead a few frames right to where he starts tapping his head, maybe the first time, frame 26, and now we'll start animating this. So now that it's been keyframed, let's bring this up to something like 6.5. Let's go type that in, 6.5. Now the 0.5 essentially is going to mean that the last copy of his hand will be at basically 50% opacity. So it's kind of weird how it works, but basically if you have 0.5 of a copy in this effect, that means that it's just going to be changing its opacity of the last copy, which is useful, and I kind of like that look of it, having the last one be a little bit more faded than the rest. Now you're going to notice that once we've done this, still nothing is changing. That is because we want to change the time offset. That's basically going to change how offset each of the copies are from the original frame in terms of time. So we're going to set this to -5. And once we do that, we want to change the apply mode to screen. That way they layer on top of each other in an echoey sort of way. If you just do it normally, it's going to look really weird and they're just going to stack on top of each other. And as you can see, once we do that, we get this crazy echoing effect. And they're basically like blowing everything out of proportion because we have that screen effect lining up on top and on top and on top of each other. To help with this, we're gonna have to do a few different things. We're gonna go into our gain here. We're gonna bring our alpha gain down to 0.5. So if we play that through, you can see that helps a lot. However, it still gets a lot brighter. So we're gonna fix the rest of that manually. So we're gonna go over to our media in again and press Shift Spacebar again and type in brightness. All right. So here's our brightness and contrast, and we're gonna hand animate this. So let's open up our keyframes editor. So let's line it up with the first keyframe of our duplicate node. That way everything is set, and let's just keyframe everything here. All right, that way we don't have any problems right there. And then what we're gonna do is let's go over to where our duplicate node stops, the next keyframe for our duplicate node is. That way everything animates together, and what we want to do is try to match the brightness. So let's click on this window to open up our split screen here, and let's go ahead and click on our media in here, press 1 on our keyboard to preview it so we can kind of compare what it looks like with the echoing effect on and without it. So let's go over back to our brightness and contrast node, line our keyframes up with the duplicate node because we want it to line up with how everything else is animated. And let's try bringing down our gain just a little bit. Right there. It's looking pretty decent. I know the gamma helps a lot. That's getting a little bit too dark there. Bring our gain up just a little bit. This is a lot of just trial and error. The lift definitely helps a lot, as well as the brightness. If you hold down Control on your keyboard, it's going to make the movements a lot more sensitive, so you can be a little more fine-tuned with everything. Let's see, bring up our gain just a little bit. I'm not liking the gain. Let's see. I want to match it. There we go. All right, the lift. And there we go. Okay, so that's with and without it. As you can see, it looks a little bit better and it helps keep the brightness under control. So if we play that through, as you can see, it helps maintain the brightness so it doesn't go out of control. The brightness also is still part of the effect though. So as everything starts layering together, it's gonna get really echoey and really bright and really cool. But that kind of wraps it up for our effect there. Quick note, the amount of copies and the time offset is going to basically control the spacing between your echoes. So if we go ahead and, for example, I want to say I only want 3 copies, let's say like 3 right there, but I want them to be extremely offset from each other, so I can bring this even all the way up to like -10. If I do that, you can see how, if I zoom out, you can see how far spaced out they are. If I go like this, you get 3 echoes and they're very spaced out. Where if I bring them all the way down to a time set of like maybe 0.2, you can see that they're a lot closer together. And if I bring up my copies, they'll be a lot smoother as well because there's more copies in between it as well. So that's just basically up to your personal preference of what kind of effect you're going for. If you want like a bunch of frames or an extremely blurry effect, you want more copies, but it's up to you, and just kind of mess around with whatever works for you. All right, so once we're done in the Fusion page, we're gonna go back to the edit page and add a stop motion effect to our clip. This will basically lower the frame rate and resample some frames so that they last longer and make our footage more choppy so it looks more distorted and dizzy. So basically though, this is supposed to be super easy, drag and drop. However, it's not. I had a bug where it would not work, and for the life of me, I could not figure out why. Maybe it's because we edited it in the Fusion page. I ran it through a compound clip, through a VFX clip. I did everything I could, and after hours, I finally figured out a workaround was to just apply it in the color page. So if the effect works for you, good for you. I'm happy for you. But we're gonna do it in the color page because that's how it works for me. So let's go over to the color page. And once we have this open, let's go to our library, click on our node right here, and search for the stop motion effect right here. Now, once you double click on that and apply it, we're gonna go ahead, and I already have it applied on my clip here. I'm gonna turn that on. And as you can see, basically, if we play this through, it lowers the frame rate and repeats every 5 frames. All right, so every frame it repeats it 5 times and then goes off to the next frame after that 5th frame. So as you can see, it's super cool. However, I don't want it playing for the whole clip. I want it to only start when the lights get bright and we have our Fusion effect clip come into play. So let's go ahead and open up our keyframe editor, which is right here, and open up our corrector. And let's come like right here. Then let's go a few frames ahead where we have our echo pickup, and let's increase our repeated frames to 5. And as you can see, there's our keyframes right there, and let's play this through. Nice, there we go. All right, and now it just basically starts picking up and getting really chaotic and really lively within that few seconds. And that's about it for our effect right there. I'm gonna go ahead and duplicate it over to our second clip over here, but just change the keyframes. That way it basically gets blurry in the beginning of the clip and then stabilizes in the later part of the clip, so it looks cool for the transition. And I'm not gonna put the stop motion effect on this clip. I like how smooth everything looks. Now you could 100% finish the video there. However, if we want to add some more effects, I want to showcase the CinePacks Thermal LUTs pack. This is a super cool effect pack that looks really sick with the shutter speed effect specifically here. If you're interested in using this pack, go ahead and use sample code 15. That will basically give you 15% off your order, and it's totally worth checking out. These type of products and stuff keep these videos rolling out for you guys. So if you guys enjoy these YouTube videos, please go support it, and also check out all the free packs that are available on the CinePacks website. But let's go ahead and try it. Now LUTs are super easy to install inside Davinci Resolve. All you have to do is go to your file, project settings, and basically once you download any sort of LUT pack inside of Davinci, you go to your color management and open up your LUT folder. From here, you just drag all your LUTs inside this folder right here. This is where all LUTs are stored for Davinci Resolve. Once you've done that, you update the list, and basically they're installed. So let's go ahead and actually use them now. To apply these LUTs here, I want to create a cool transition effect here that we're just going to hand animate. So let's go ahead and do that on an adjustment layer. So let me clear my search box here, go to effects and find an adjustment clip here. And let's drag this in, put it maybe like right here. And I want it to flicker between a bunch of different thermal LUTs that we have. So let's go into our color page here. And we are on our adjustment layer right now. And if we were to go ahead and open up our LUTs folder, you can see underneath the CinePacks folder that I have here are the thermal LUTs. Now the cool thing about LUTs, you can actually animate them. So if I go into our corrector node here, if I open up the keyframe window, which is this button right here, if I click on this button to just keyframe the entire corrector and go ahead and just basically double click to apply a thermal effect here, let's find a cool one that we like maybe that right there. Double click on it to apply it. You can see it actually makes a keyframe. So now if we go like 1, 2, 3, 4, to the next frame, so like right there, here's the next frame, we can change it to another one, double click, and it will keyframe it again. All right, and then just go through and make a few more keyframes until you're happy with the flickering effect, and you'll create a cool transition. All right, so messing around with the keyframes, this is what I finally came up with right here, and it's perfect. I like it, just a quick, fast-paced glitch. So to showcase the final result here, we got our awesome slow-mo shutter speed effect here, and then we got the cool infrared glitching effect that transitions to our other clip that leads in with a little bit of the shutter speed effect and then transitions to a smoother clip as well. So there you go, guys, that's how you do it. I also personally think that applying the LUT to the entire clip also looks really cool, because I just like that how the echoing overlaps here look really cool with the thermal LUTs and the highlights and the grain and everything. I really like the dizziness of everything and how echoey everything is, and it overlaps really awesomely. Please leave a like if you enjoyed this video. Make sure to share it with your friends, and we enjoy having you guys here. As always, go ahead, have a lot of fun editing, make some awesome videos with this stuff, and have a great day. Peace, guys. Bye.